Yo, what up guys, I'm Sammy and welcome back to the Soul Brothers channel. And this is my performance review of the Puma Court Rider. So Lamelo Ball has been playing in this shoe. You know, he's sponsored by Puma and this shoe is going for $100, so pretty damn cheap. If you guys do want to cop, I'll leave a link in the description box. But let's get it started off with the Tracciones, and the Tracciones is not it, guys. The traction is not good. You know, so I was playing on a very clean court, right? It was picking up dust. I don't know why. You know what I mean? Maybe there was dust, but like every other shoe that I play in, I really never have to wipe on that court. And so it has a good bite when I wipe, but then like right after I wipe and I have that one or like two good stops, it picks up dust really fast again, and it just doesn't have a good bite and it slides out. It's really annoying. So I mean, if you're playing on an immaculate court with absolutely zero dust, then you should be fine, I guess. But to be honest, most shoes with a rubber outsole will be fine, you know. So anyways, it also wasn't like the hardest stop. It was just like a pretty good bite. So that sucks. And also, I mean, if you're playing on a dusty court, don't get the shoe at all. You're gonna be sliding around all over the place. As far as the durability goes, I feel like durability will be pretty good. The rubber is pretty hard and the grooves are actually really thick. You also have this like pivot circle here where the ball of your foot is. So if you're playing on an outdoor court, I feel like durability will be fine. But as far as like just from my experience, the traction just was not good and I didn't really enjoy playing in this shoe because of that. Alright, moving on to the heel to toe transition is pretty damn smooth, you know. So here in the heel we have a very curved shape, which feels nice, and a fully exposed midsole. So the midsole is allowed to compress, so it doesn't feel clunky or anything in the heel. And here in the forefoot we have a, I guess like a pretty curved shape, but you have a lot of forefoot flex. So when you're running down the court, it feels very smooth and very fluid. I had no issues with heel to toe transition. Alright, moving on to the cushioning setup. So this is called Rider foam and it's full length. And how does Rider foam feel? So in this setup, alright, so as far as the step and comfort goes, it kind of sucks, right? So if you look at the insole is okay. You know, you have an Orsolite insole which feels okay. But underneath that you have a very stiff struggle board, and it doesn't really feel all too nice. So step and comfort wasn't the best. So here in the heel we have a little bit of compression from the Rider foam, which is okay. But for the most part, I would say it's more just stiff. One good thing about it though is that you're very low to the ground. As far as impact protection goes, I would say it's okay, you know, or I would say like it's adequate. But for the most part, this cushioning setup was pretty lackluster, right? One thing that I will note though is that like on the edges of the cushion, like here in the heel, it is soft, right? But you know, like to actually feel the foam, I had to like really try to feel it, you know, on the edges of the foam. So when you're playing ball, you don't really do that all too much, you know? So yeah, as far as the cushioning setup goes, it wasn't that nice. I didn't really like it all too much. Alright, moving on to the materials. So the materials, we have a variety of materials. So here in the toe box we have like a textile material. Kind of reminds me a little bit of ballistic nylon, but a lot finer of like a thread, right? And then around the toe box here we have a synthetic leather, which is stitched to this textile material. And then here on the lateral and medial side, kind of like in the midfoot, we have a lot of plastic and also synthetic materials. So as far as the quality goes, it's not good, but it's $100, so you can't really complain. They're using like synthetic materials. So here in the toe box, I would say it's not the thinnest material, but it's also not like super thick, so it's not bad. And then it has a little bit of foam to this textile material. Like it has a little bit of thickness, so it feels quite cozy, which feels comfortable. And then for the tongue, we have a little bit of padding as well, which feels nice. And here in the ankle area, we have like I would say below average padding, but there's still a little bit of padding, so it feels kind of cozy here in the ankle area. So as far as the overall material goes and how it feels on foot, it feels pretty cozy and comfortable and quite minimal. So for me, in my opinion, it felt pretty damn nice. It's just the quality isn't the best. Alright, moving on to the fit of the shoe. This shoe fits me really well, right? So I went true to size, and I would suggest if you want a snug fit for your shoes, it's true to size, you should be fine. So pretty much my toes go right to the edge of the shoe. Here in the toe box we have a nice snug fit as well. I wouldn't say it's super snug, but it's snug enough for me and it feels nice. And then here, as far as the width goes, I would say it's slightly narrow. I can feel, as you guys can see right here, like the foam coming up. I can feel the foam a little bit like squeezing my foot. So nothing uncomfortable or anything. I just felt it squeezing a little bit. So for me, fit was really nice. I really liked it. Alright, moving on to the support and lockdown. Support and lockdown, I had no issues, right? So as you guys can see, there is a lot of stuff here on the lateral side of the shoe, right? So here in the forefoot, first of all, we have this synthetic leather material kind of going around the toe cap, right? So that is adding support here. Also, we have a synthetic leather and the Puma logo, which is made of like this plastic material and the foam coming up, acting as a sidewall. And then here in the heel, we have an internal TPU heel counter. So lateral containment, I had absolutely zero issues. If you want support, this shoe has very good support. As far as an outrigger goes, lateral stability was good. You know, there is no like real outrigger. Like the outsole doesn't really protrude out or anything, but you are low to the ground, and I guess like the foam does protrude out a little bit. So for lateral stability, I had no issues. And of course, this is pretty much a low top shoe, so you're not gonna really get any type of ankle support. All right, moving on to the weight of the shoe. If I remember correctly, it's like 13 something, right? 13.62 ounces. So that's around an ounce heavier than average. The average weight of my shoes is around 12.5 ounces. So yeah, this shoe definitely feels a little heavy, right? You definitely feel the foam. I don't know what it is with Puma, but they don't like making light density foams or low density foams, right? A lot of their foams just feel super thick and very heavy. So yeah, I mean, I wish they would do some R&D and make very low density foams like React, you know. So it definitely does feel a little bottom heavy, and also it feels a little bulky here in the heel area. So that kind of sucks, but I guess it is a pretty comfortable and like cozy feeling shoe. So that's a good thing if you like that type of feel for your ball shoes. But for me personally, I like to have a very minimal feeling shoe, you know. And also, you don't really feel very responsive in this shoe because of the traction, right? The traction just was a huge issue for me, and like I was trying to play and I had to constantly wipe, and if I constantly wiped, then I guess I did have good responsiveness from the shoe because the bite was pretty good. But like that's just annoying to do, and when you're running on the court or something like that or doing something, sometimes you don't have time to wipe, and like I would slide out, especially when I was doing step backs, and I definitely felt the shoe sliding out a little bit and I felt slower, so that really sucked. But of course, if traction isn't a huge deal for you, I don't know why it wouldn't be, but if you know you don't need traction all too much, then that's not a huge deal, right? All right, moving on to the ventilation of the shoe. Ventilation sucked. So this shoe is pretty damn hot. There's really no airflow anywhere on the shoe. So yeah, your foot's gonna be pretty damn hot in the shoe. All right, moving on to the aesthetics. It's okay. I definitely like the Puma Clyde All Pro a lot better, as well as the Puma Clyde Hardwood. This one looks kind of weird. I don't like the shape of the ankle here. Overall, I feel like it looks okay. So tell us what you guys think of the aesthetics down in the comment section below. So wrapping things up, the Puma Court Rider for $100. Nah, I didn't really like playing in the shoe. It's not very nice. There's a lot of better shoes out there, a lot better performers, especially for the price. You can get the Renew Elevate, you can get the UA Spawn 3, the KT6 Low for like $10 or $15 more, the Anta GH2 for like $105. So there's a lot better options out there, right? So like I keep saying, the traction wasn't very good. It feels kind of heavy, it feels a little bulky here in the heel. The cushion was pretty lackluster as well. Ventilation isn't the best, so my foot was pretty hot in the shoe. So there's a lot of things that I didn't really like about the shoe, so it's kind of hard for me to recommend to you guys. So yeah, pretty much try to stay away from this shoe. But if you don't want to listen to me and you want to go ahead and cop for some reason, I'll leave a link in the description box. But that's it. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.